The Pelosi's are back in the news. Is it this time for drunk driving, or is it for the usual that they are beating the stock market better than any person known to mankind, better than Warren Buffett? In fact, I suggest you follow Nancy Pelosi's trades no, I don't suggest it because I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just saying there are apps out there that allow you to watch some of the trades that they make, and let's just say they're doing better than most human beings known to mankind. But Nancy Pelosi's husband is being blasted for buying up to $5 million of shares in Nvidia. And what is Nvidia? When he bought it at June 22nd, 2020, this year it was about at 164, 165, maybe a little less. Right now it's sitting at 158. With rumor to go higher due to the new bill coming down that we're going to give out of your and my money, $52 billion to chip manufacturers. Why? Because we just have to. Because we live in a free market. And the free market and this is a capitalist system. It's a free market system. It's perfect. It's not that there's insider trading or that we have to subsidize companies, or when companies go bad, we have to bail them out because they're too big to fail, because we just have to have them. We have to have some of these companies. And if you're to say otherwise, it's because, well, you're not being bought out by them. On June 17, 2022, Paul purchased 20,000 shares of Nvidia. And I know what you're saying. Why? It's not that he has insider scoop or insider trading or secret powers that are better than Warren Buffett. He is a huge video game nerd. And he loves the semiconductors Nvidia puts out. He's a big fan of them. He loves what's going on in that Simi Valley. He is just a big Nvidia fan. Look, I'm not saying Paul had something bad or is malicious or has a secret insider scoop or anything like that. I'm just saying it's coincidence. And maybe too many coincidences add up, and you can create an entire narrative based on these coincidences. Paul was also, just so you remember, arrested for drunk driving in Napa Valley in May and may have accidentally killed his brother in a car crash in 1957, but I digress. Nancy Pelosi had to disclose this trade, of course, because it was up between worth $1 million and $5 million freaking dollars. The House of Representatives on Thursday, which is so good. She's such an honest and decent human being. I'm so glad she disclosed this, because now you and I are going to feel safer together, because I trust our House of Representatives. They would never pull out a bunch of stock right before a pandemic or buy companies right before we go to war, or companies we're about to subsidize by the government. They would never do any kind of insider trading, and you and I would. If you can't say otherwise, because if you say otherwise, then you're just, well, you're a transphobe. There's no suggestion that Paul broke the law, but some have questioned whether he may have additional information on how the upcoming Senate vote may go. Now, I've heard speculation with the Senate vote. I've heard people saying it's not going to happen because of how bad inflation is, and it's like, wow, when's the best time to invest? Oh, when you're in massive debt and inflation's through the roof. That's the time to invest. Or maybe it's a time during surplus, but I digress. This is all surrounding the Senate vote to give up to $52 billion to U.S.-based semiconductor companies. So to say that this stock price isn't going to go through the roof with that kind of investment, well, I don't know what to tell you. It probably will. But then again, you never know with the stock market, because the stock market seems to never make sense. It's like, oh, this should negatively affect the stock market, then it rips through the roof. So saying that I know for sure, that's the problem with saying it's completely insider trading, because we don't know for sure. It's a gamble, but the likelihood is it just makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, the dude is a better trader than most traders you pay to trade. So this always brings back the question, is this fair? Is this okay to do? Should our politicians even be allowed to do stuff like this? I don't think they should, because they seem to make great trades. And it's hard. It's hard when you have that kind of power. It would be hard for me. It would be hard for you to not do stuff like this too. Maybe tell a couple friends, hey, especially some of your poorer friends, like, hey, buy this company. We're about to do this bill. I want to help you get rich while I'm getting rich. That would be such a struggle. It would be a struggle for any righteous human being. They would look at that and go, I could help so many people with this. But it's not right. And what do we know about politicians? Is that they don't care. If you never looked at politicians for the morally righteous or morally dignant or the human beings that you should strive to be like, Nancy Pelosi is just a symptom and much like many politicians, yes, including Republicans, that get rich for being in politics when they claim that politics is a service. You have served this country well. Really? I don't think it's called service when you become a multi-millionaire. The Pelosi's are among the wealthiest congressional couples, according to reports. Paul Pelosi, owner of financial leasing services, what a name, has amassed a personal fortune of $135 million.
Yeah, just me and my stock trading. No inside scoops. I'm just really smart.
In 2021, the House Speaker is ranked the 14th wealthiest member in Congress with her estimated net worth, just hers, at least $46 million. And Paul's firm is worth $135 million. And again, she's just a servant. She is just humbly serving you and I in federal government. She's doing her best. I don't know about you, but I get so tired of seeing these politicians, particularly old presidents, go in poor, come out richer than you and I will ever dream to be like, and no one bats an eye. No one cares. Just wink and a nod. I'm buying my next beach home property on Hawaii because there's nothing nefarious going on. And don't look behind the door. It's perfectly fine. And if you just say otherwise, it's because you're racist. What's the answer to this? It's just like, you know, like how our government votes to give themselves raises. They're never going to take this ability away. Because why would they? These people enrich their families and friends and winks and nods to everyone around them, and then they get their special speaking fees. Hey, remember when I made you millions of dollars? Here's my speaking fee. I'm not saying this happens. I'm just saying that it's hard for someone like me who's trying to make the American dream happen on such little information while they have the upper hand. It's hard for me to feel like we're on even playing ground. We're equally the same. And like I always say, the left always accuses you of exactly what they're doing. This is actual privilege. To be able to know information before you and I ever get that information and become multimillionaires based on that information is wrong. But no one cares. And no one will take them to court. And no one will take a bill away. And that bill will never become popular for obvious reasons. And the media will never report on it because, you know, who knows? They might be in it on too. Why wouldn't you be? If the game is rigged, might as well get in on the rig, I guess. That's what it seems like. Sorry about ruining your day. But you're never going to be as rich as the Pelosi's. And just get over it. You're just like me. You're a loser. I hope you have a great day. All right. Love you guys. Have a great Saturday. Peace.